Just quickly talk about yourself. It's always been, mate, if you're playing regular football, it's so much easier when you make the transition into international football as well. So just talk us through about the move to Leicester and just how positive that move has been for you.
Yeah, I think, like you said, last year coming to Wales was probably difficult. Especially at the end of the season, I wasn't playing regularly for Rennes. And it is tough coming to Wales and then having to play 90 minutes. Your body's not used to it. But my thinking was this season that for me, I feel good, I feel strong, and I want to play as much football as possible. So that was the reasoning for my move. It's nice to come back to England. Obviously, I'm familiar with everything. The league, I've obviously been in the league before and I know what it's about. And I probably couldn't have started in a better way than I have. So on a personal note, it's really positive and I'm enjoying my football at the moment.
Just in terms of that, the project there, again, another thing the Wales manager wants. He wants as many of his players playing in the Premier League. I take it, how is that mission going at Leicester with which you're part of to get back in straight first attempt back into the Premier League?
I think everyone knows where the club should be. For me, it's a Premier League football club. And that's exactly where I want to get to and where the club wants to get to. And I think one of the reasonings for me going to the club was to be able to help them get to where they want to be, and that is the Premier League. When we're all kids, I dream to play in the Premier League, and I think it gives me a really good shot to have a positive season and help a team that wants to get there, and hopefully we can.
Just on the camp now, 2 huge games. Arguably, the Belgium game is actually bigger than the England game, which sounds bizarre to talk about. But can we just maybe chronologically talk about what the manager has said about what you need to get from Wednesday? Because it's not just a random fixture. He has handpicked this for a reason. So what is the reason as far as the players are concerned to be tested against England? And just, is the game against Belgium, is this arguably, they're always big games, but is this arguably the biggest that they've been in a number, maybe since getting to the World Cup? Because if it is a victory over Belgium, that automatic qualification spot is definitely on.
Yeah, as players and as staff, we know what that game means to everyone in this country. It's massive. But I think the main focus that the gaffer's given us is that we just focus on the England game for now. Obviously, that's the next game that's coming up. So for us as players, we need to focus on that game. Of course, it's going to be a tough game. Obviously, they're a good nation, a good footballing nation, but we back ourselves to go there and compete and hopefully get something out of the game. Like you said, it will be a test. I think the gaffer wants that before the Belgian game to obviously compete against the best players in the world at the end of the day. And both games we're going to be doing that, and hopefully we can improve on that England game into the Belgium game to help us obviously beat Belgium, which is a huge game.
Just a final one for me. As players, does it make more sense to be playing teams that are more highly ranked, the elite nations, rather than on essentially a friendly, a fallow game, playing a team that's ranked 100, 120, 130 in the world? The players, do you embrace that challenge?
Yeah, I think 100%. When you're playing football, you want to play against the best players in the world. Otherwise, I wouldn't be playing football. I want to play at the top level. But I don't think that's really something that us as players worry about. We just play against what's put in front of us. The gaffer obviously has a plan on what he wants to do, and we just follow with it. If that's whether we play, Kazakhstan or whether we play England, it's 90 minutes of football at the end of the day, and we just have to go out there and try and win the game. I think it depends on what the gaffer wants, whether he wants us to build confidence against the team that obviously is lower ranked, where we may have the ball a little bit more, or we play in England where it's a good test and see if we can compete and keep the ball against the top team.
Jordan, growing up in the English game, kind of growing up, coming through the ranks and playing at different English clubs, does it make it more special, kind of playing at Wembley and having that opportunity to take on a nation like that?
Yeah, I think when you're watching TV, You know, when you're younger, you see these top players playing, and it's always something that I've dreamed of being. Playing at the biggest clubs in the world, watching the Premier League. That's all I did when I was a kid. And obviously, Wembley is a place where all the big games are held. So to be able to play there is massive for me. But I just see it as any other game now. I think, obviously, I've been in the game now for 5 years, and I've grown a lot as a person and as a player. And I think my confidence and my confidence as a player is so much bigger than it was back then. And I feel like I can compete against the best players in the world, and I can really put a standpoint on the game. And that's what I've sort of grown to do. When I play these players, I don't really fear them anymore. And yeah, that'll be the same for the next 2 games. I'll go out there and do my best, and hopefully that's enough.
Because you're obviously coming through the ranks, you played for England at under 20s, I think, and I remember you playing against England, I think, for under 18s for Wales up in Newport. And so what was that kind of period like for you when you were kind of, I suppose, testing the waters or seeing what was out there?
That was a weird period, but for me, it's always been Wales. Even when I was really young, my dad was obviously a player as well, and he sort of just pushed me into the Wales culture and what he knew. So he was a massive impact in that. But I think when I play for Wales, I don't get that feeling anywhere else. It's hard to explain. It's so much pride and so much passion when I play for Wales. I just knew it was right. That it was a weird period. The opportunity came to me, and I had to try it. My dad obviously didn't really like it too much, but he urged me to try it and just to find out. But yeah, it was always Wales for me.
I mean, look, the world is a very modern place. Young men and young women in terms of the women's game, but being asked to make those international decisions is huge at such a young age, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, but I think you do get that feeling. I genuinely believe that. I think when you play for a country, you will know where you feel you belong, and this is where I feel I belong. I came up through the young ranks through Wales, and they put so much trust into me that I sort of had to repay it. That's what it felt like, and I feel like I'm doing that now, and hopefully it obviously happens in the future as well.
And then just to move on to the Belgium game with my final question, it's huge, isn't it? I mean, how easy or how difficult is it to concentrate on that England game when you have that huge World Cup qualifier coming up?
It's obviously tough. We know how much of a big game it is, but we back ourselves in any game. I think that's the mentality that the gaffer has put into us. We know we can play against the best teams and we can win games. I think the last time we played Belgium, you could see that obviously we didn't have a great start in the game, but then as soon as we got a foothold in the game, not many teams could compete against us, and I genuinely believe that. But obviously England is no pushover, so we're really focusing on that game first, and when we get that over, then we can focus on Belgium, and hopefully we win both games.
You've had a really good week, really brilliant week. You scored against Wrexham, you scored against Swansea. How was the reception when you walked into camp on Sunday from some of those teams?
Yeah, no, Coles wasn't too happy with me, to be fair. But no, it's been a really good week for me, really positive. When I joined the club, you always want to start well, and I feel like I've done that. The reception I got off the fans after the game was unbelievable. I think I said it in an interview before. It was just unbelievable. I think you can't ask for much more when you go on loan. You just want the love from the fans and them to appreciate what you give to the team. And I feel like I've shown what I can do, and hopefully I can keep doing that, and yeah, hopefully get to where we want to get to.
I think you might have been linked with Wrexham over the summer. How close was that to come into fruition?
Yeah, we had a few discussions with them. It was on the cards, but it didn't fall into place. A few things that happens in football, you know, but it was nothing really concrete. It was just conversations. But I think, obviously it's easy to say that now, but I think I made the right decision going to Leicester. I think a club that's wanting to get to where I want to get to. We're sort of on the same path, on the same wavelength, and starting well obviously helps that. And if I can get to the Premier League, that would be a dream.
I know you mentioned about playing youth football for England, against England. Someone you would have played with at Birmingham is Jude Bellingham as well, not involved in this week. Are you upset that you're not going to be lining up against him on Thursday?
To be fair, I haven't spoken to him for a while. I was probably closer to his brother Job. But no, look, I don't know why he hasn't been called up. Obviously, he's a top player, and he's one of the world's best now, which is mad to think that I was playing with him at such a young age. But look, whoever they put on the pitch is going to be world class. That's what the group of players that they can pick from. So I'm ready for whoever I'm up against, and hopefully I can get the better of them, and we get the 3 points.
And just lastly, a name that's back in the squad now for Wales is Ethan, someone you play alongside, or have enjoyed playing alongside for Wales. How nice is it to have him alongside you again?
Yeah, it's great. He's a great person off the pitch as well as on the pitch. He's a great leader. I think you're seeing that at Leeds as well. He's someone that I think I've sort of looked up to because he came through the same way that I came through. And to where he's got to now is brilliant. He's doing so well this season. I think he'll have a really positive season this year. He's a great player and someone that I admire in the sense of how he acts and how he conducts himself. So it's great playing alongside him. I think we complement each other really well. Obviously, he's the more defensive-minded midfielder, whereas I'm more combative and can get forward. So I think both of us together is a really good partnership.
Thanks very much. Good luck.
Jordan, just one here. Obviously, news today that Aaron and Dan are going to miss this block of fixtures. What's the players' reaction to losing those two for these games? They're pretty influential figures.
Yeah, of course, they've got a lot of quality and bring a lot of quality to the team. But I think the replacements that we bring in are also top players. So no matter who gets called up or who the gaffer relies on, I think they can do the job as well. But obviously they are Premier League quality players that we miss out on. But I think we just have to deal with it. There's nothing we can do. That's football. So I think we'll be ready with whoever plays.
I suppose it's a compliment as well. There was a time where a player of Aaron's standing in particular, if he was missing from a camp, it would have been a massive blow to the squad. But I suppose it's a compliment to the way the squad's been developed over the last few years, that actually you're well placed to deal with a late absence like that.
Yeah, I think that's a compliment to FAW, to the whole system. You see the young players that we've got in the squad now. It's crazy. I was playing with them when I was 14 years old. You look at Joel. I was with him when I was under 13s at Wales, and to see him grow at the same time as me and sort of get into the Wales squad at the same time, it's crazy, really. But I think, like you said, it's a compliment to everything. We've got backup now, which we never sort of had. But I feel like we can really compete against the best now. I think we can. I think we're at that level where we can get points against big teams, and we can hurt teams with the quality that we've got higher up the pitch.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thanks,
Thank you.
everyone.
Super quick, whose goal was better, yours or Abdul's on Saturday?
Mine. We've had this discussion, me and Abdul. I think mine was a little bit faster. I whipped it a little bit more, but it's normal for him. So like, it's boring. So mine was like, yeah, I'd say mine.
And him hitting well, the crossbar was just...
Yeah, it was nice, wasn't it? It was nice.
Thanks, everyone.
Cheers, Jordan.
Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you.